Welcome to a special late night edition of these game recaps, as we will run through not one, but two big games that happened to conclude round 12 and officially begin the second half of the season. Oh no, it's funny, I filmed this on a Thursday, and normally, by now we're doing Thursday Night Football, so I know, I guess this is my little, way to fill the hole of my heart that the lack of Thursday Night Football brings. It's just my way to fill that hole in my heart at the moment. Anyway, first game that we will be talking about is Carlton Essendon. And this is a big game from the outset. It was one that I could not wait to see. It was one that was built up as a massive game. One that was just so exciting to see in so many ways. It's like two big clubs. Carlton, who had already made their insane comeback last year, and Essendon, who throughout the course of this year have been starting to make a major comeback into relevancy for the first time in probably my lifetime. Brad Scott's done a phenomenal job with this crew, but this game was billed as the massive test for Essendon in proving themselves a legitimate contender, as they knew that Carlton, coming off a big win against Port Adelaide, were going to bring their best and were going to bring their A game in this game. Let me tell you, it was a game that really built up on that and continued to, and was such a high quality game all throughout. Like, I thought both teams were even throughout all the contests, but there was one key thing that just let down Essendon so much. Throughout this season, I'm going to start bringing up what I call the inaccuracy trials. When a team kicks themselves out of a game, and basically, like, they may have been outplayed, but a big reason why they lost was that when they had momentum, they just couldn't put it on the scoreboard, as they just kept kicking behinds. They kept kicking points, and the other team would go down the other end and kick a goal instantly. That was this game for Essendon. They just could not put what they were doing to Carlton on the scoreboard, and Carlton, well, you know they're going to put it on the scoreboard. There's no worries about that with them. And just their forward line, which has been strong all year, just looked out of sorts. Like, it really did, and like, guys who they were like building on and were hoping would have big games, like Caldwell, Stringer, Merritt, missed shots they would normally hit, and it just up to see from an Essendon perspective. It's like they had so much to play. 20 more inside 50s. They could have easily found a way to beat Carlton in this game, but just shot themselves in the foot, quite literally. And Carlton, well, like, they played phenomenal. Like, I think they're probably the second best team in the competition now. It's been a while. We're trying to find at the moment who is the second answer to Sydney. As obviously Sydney are the top dogs. We're trying to find who is probably the second best, and that's Carlton at the moment, in my opinion. Like, I think a big move for them, a massive move, was Zach Merritt going into the forward line. Like, no, not Zach Merritt. Zach Williams going into the forward line. But like, him going into the forward line was absolutely big, and like, it's given them that scoring power to have, that they can have, and has made it that they are not just relying on the two big targets, Curnow and Mackay. Which, on a side note, speaking of Harry Mackay, another part I loved about this game was the two brothers going at it. There actually was a really scary point where I thought that Ben almost caused the concussion of Harry in the fourth quarter, and that was a bit worrying to see, but I'm glad that Harry's okay. Hey, and it's probably good that he's got the bye week that he can rest up for it a little bit as well. But like, Charlie had some massive moments, especially in the fourth, and I thought Harry got the best of his brother as well. I thought also Carlton's defense was incredible. Like, there's a big talk at the moment of who is the best tagger in the game of football at the moment. And I truly think that's Alex Chincotta, the way he's been playing. Like, he's gone from just a fringe player to legitimately probably will be a part of Carlton's grand final team with how insane his tagging ability is. But the Smalls came up again. I thought their midfield, which is one of the 2 best in the game, played just so well. And whilst Essendon kicked themselves out of it, Carlton were just incredible throughout this game. And it's another tick to them. Overall, the crowd was also incredible to see. 88,000. These 2 sides show up, and it was just so great to see just 2 of the biggest clubs in the game like show up, show full voice, and just truly build on what's been an incredible build-up to Big Freeze weekend. Now we get to the actual main event. The Big Freeze at the G. As you can see here, got my socks on, and now that I think about it, I should probably wear this for this recap, shouldn't I? Like, the Big Freeze is just so incredible, and like, it's truly an honour to be able to go to it every single year, and it was so amazing this year. The 10th iteration of it, like, if you ever need a story of like true grit, true determination, and like just a true soldier in the modern age who's just so incredible to look up to, it's Neil Daniel. Like, he might be my favourite person in footy at the moment for what he's done, and every time you just see it, it's insane what he's done and what he's built. And we will always keep backing his battle to fight the beast and finish it. Big Freeze, as always, was incredible. Like, the options that each team had, each sport personality they chose had was great. Like, Aaron Phillips is pink, Joel Selwood in the Robbie Williams suit, and Jack Riewoldt in the Killers, which I called the moment I saw Jack Riewoldt, was great. But the best one was definitely Pat Rafter, who masqueraded as a crowd member and came up and slid down. Like, that was incredible. So yeah, the Big Freeze is just absolutely phenomenal. It's one of my favourite things every year. Now, for the actual game, all week, this was built as Melbourne's Waterloo Gate after that disaster in Alice Springs. Did they respond? Well, I mean, they became the second team in the accuracy files this year, kicking a whopping 413 in a 40-point Collingwood victory. Now, I'm going to have a disclaimer first. Not all of this. I think a big reason for this may have been Petrarca's injury, which now I'm filming a little bit later. We now know is a season-ending injury, which is it's a gut punch for the Demons. It probably finishes their season off realistically, and just absolutely rough. He's such a phenomenal player on social media as well. And the fact that he still kept going even despite the injury was another interesting point to see. And was just so courageous, even though it was clear he should have come off on that moment. But he wants to win this side so bad, and he wants to fight so bad to the point where he just kept playing despite the injury. So many ways. But before the line for Melbourne, it was as dysfunctional as always. There's no, Essendon obviously kicked themselves out of it, but Melbourne just said to themselves, oh, we're not getting outshot in this department. And it's just crazy. And I also think, the midfield, got actually kind of demolished by the Pies, which was a bit unusual, and I just thought that a few players weren't their usual selves. I thought Clayton Oliver had a very quiet game. Jack Viney tagged Nick Dacos in the previous year's Big Freeze win, and we just all know that this year. I feel like as the team kept kicking behind, just their confidence started to deflate more and more. Truly. But that is to, without giving incredible credit to Collingwood, they were phenomenal. Their system, I think, is the best in the league. I know some Sydney fans are probably pissed hearing that, but I think their system is the best in the league. It's the true next man up mentality. And I thought they got a few players that were great. I thought Will Hoskin-Elliott was a big in, and he played an incredible game for them. Darcy Kruger finally played and was phenomenal. I thought Darcy Moore was the best defender on the ground easily and made scoring for Melbourne already so hard as it was. And Nick Dacos, even with a minor injury, was just so amazing. They gave the medal to Jack Crisp, who had a pretty quiet 25 or so disposals, which was interesting to see. But I feel like there were so many playmakers. Like, everyone on Collingwood had a role to play in winning this game. And I thought their defense there was a big reason why Melbourne felt they were so disrupted, and their defense was the reason why. I thought their midfield, yes, even Darcy Cameron against Max Gawn outperformed the Melbourne midfield. And I thought that, they just looked a lot more cleaner with the football, and their entries when they have momentum felt so much more clean, and they felt so much more reassured that they were actually going to score. Oh yeah, and still Sidebottom took a massive hanger as well. Like, I was in the crowd, and like, it was another thing that was just so amazing was hearing like all the loud Collingwood fans, and like seeing how loud they got and the passion that they show for their team, which is so incredible year after year. Some of the Melbourne's probably got to get better at, but that's another point. That's another discussion for another day. So yeah, Collingwood were absolutely incredible. Just incredible, and like it truly shows that they can still definitely be a threat this year, and it shows like what potential they have for this 2024 season. That kind of performance. But the most important thing is that it was all done for such a phenomenal cause, and we need to just not forget just how phenomenal and incredible of a person Neil Danaher is.